What if I told you that the reason you haven't been able to stick to your plan that you said you would stick to over and over again, that seems to start again every single Monday, actually wasn't your fault? I've spent years, or I say years coaching men through transformations, through dropping body fat, through getting into the best shape of their life. Men who are normal men, not the type of men who you see online coaches push on Instagram, not the type of men who you see people push to you that are bodybuilders, guys that are photo shoot lean. These type of men that I coach are real people who have real lives and real responsibilities. People who are maybe dads, people who are full-time workers, people who own their own business. Who the hell do I think I am speaking about this sort of thing? Well, my name is Gavin Bennett. I'm an online coach and I've been in the fitness industry for over 5 years now. I've been training myself for the last 13 years. And very, very recently, I became a dad. I am a full time business owner. I run my own business, my online coaching business with my clients. I work full time in another job on the side, whilst also doing some personal training in person as well. So I could be putting in maybe 40 to 50 hours in my business. On top of that, then my full time job, 40 hours plus 8 hours a week in work, whilst also still being able to train, keep myself in shape, was also trying to be present for my little girl, was also being present for my wife and my family at home. On top of all that, this year I have had thousands, thousands of social events. Every weekend seems to be taken up with a social event. Throughout the space of this year, I've gotten married. I've been at several different weddings. I have been to concerts. I've been to festivals. You name it, I've had it this year. I've still managed to lose weight. I've still managed to stay in shape. I've still managed to keep myself in shape, despite the fact that I've completely fallen out of love with training since I became a dad. Despite the fact that I hate going to the gym. Despite the fact that I have absolutely no interest in doing any of it anymore, but I still do it. And the reason I still do it is because it's super fucking important. And if you're watching this video now and you think that I'm going to tell you how you can get into good shape and do all the rest of the stuff and it doesn't require you doing any work, then close this video now and go somewhere else. It will require work. It will require you doing things that you don't necessarily want to do sometimes. It will require consistency. That's the thing that's going to get results. But you need to follow the right system in order for you to be able to make this stick long term. And what I've seen with so many different approaches, the majority of stuff that I see online is this shit. So there's an old way of doing it and there's a new way of doing it. The new way is the way that I am currently doing it. The new way is the way that hundreds and hundreds of my clients are currently doing it. And they're getting really good fucking results from it. So the old way, you've probably seen it. The, the coaches will tell you that you need to live out of Tupperware. You need to prep your meals. You need to spend hours and hours every week prepping your meals to make sure that you have every meal ready to go. You need to get to the gym. You need to train 5 or 6 days a week. You need to be in a calorie deficit all the fucking time. You need more motivation. If you don't feel like training today, that's tough shit. Just get up and do it anyway. Be more motivated. Yeah, right, because that fucking works, doesn't it? Clearly. You just give up your social life. Just forget about it. There's no point having a social life. If you're trying to get in shape, you need to give up your nights out. You need to give up your time with your family. What a load of crap. Never heard much more shit than that. No alcohol. Bollocks. I've had alcohol every single weekend for pretty much all of 2026. I'm still lost weight as a result. Now, it does slow your results. I'm not going to lie. I'm going to tell you, you're going to be peeled lean if you're doing alcohol every week, but it's possible. No carbs. Who the hell wants to live a life without carbs? Not me anyway. I love carbs. That's where you get your fucking energy from. You're going to have no energy as a result of doing it the old way. I don't like the old way. I can guarantee if you're watching this video, you probably don't like the old way either. So this is the new way. This is the way that we do it inside the rebuild system in the Life Lift Repeat project. This is the rebuild system. And if you follow along, subscribe to this channel, over the next couple of weeks and months, I'm going to be showing you everything we do inside the rebuild system, how we do it, how you can get really, really good results. Everything is going to be coming out over the next couple of weeks in follow-on videos from this. If you want to get a more in-depth look, you want to join the community, you want to see the videos in more depth, you want to learn with the pathway that we use inside the rebuild system, you can do it completely for free. Just click the link in the description to join the school community and you can get access to all of the trainings once you're inside the community. So the new way, the way that it's currently working, food, you actually eat the food that you actually like. Imagine being able to be in shape, being able to enjoy your life and have energy whilst also eating the food you like. Imagine being able to have that bag of crisps in the evening. Imagine being able to have your Kinder Bueno at the weekend when you're out and about with your partner and your kids. You train maximum 3 days. Like, now it will be consistently 3 days over and over again, but you're not expected to get into the gym anymore. You're a busy man. You've got shit going on. You've got a life. If you're working close to 6, 70, 80 hours a week, like I currently am, you don't want to be in the gym for fucking 5 or 6 days of those weeks. Maybe you do, and you think that's what you want to do it because you think that's what you need to do. You don't. You just need to learn how to train properly, and you need to learn how to do it on a consistent, effective basis. 90 minutes a week is all you need to train. Calorie deficit all the time with the old way, the new way, you're not always in a calorie deficit. You spend short periods of time in calorie deficits to drop some body fat. Then you'll be in your maintenance phase for a little while. Then you might go into a bulk when there's specific areas that you want to add weight onto. And it will depend on the social events that you have coming up at different times of the year. If you're like me, you're really, really busy all the way through the year, then it's stupid to go into a rapid fat loss strategy where you're trying to get as lean as you possibly can. It just comes down to managing expectations at the end of the day. You're going to train around your life rather than training on top of your life. So most coaches will expect you to just go to the gym 5 or 6 days a week, no matter what is coming up in your life. Whereas if you're working in the week, you're going to fit your training in around your work. If you've got an event coming up on Saturday, you're not going to train on Saturday, obviously. You plan around your social events. You can still have social events. As I said, I've been out every single weekend. Not my choice. Obviously, this is just the way things fell. It's just the age that I am. Lots of weddings coming up, lots of shit coming up. Still have your social events. You can drink alcohol at those social events. You don't need to stick a label on it. You don't need to say I'm only going to have 2 drinks and that's it. I'm going home. You don't need to be the dry cunt in the corner that's like, oh, I'm not drinking anymore. I'm on the water now because my coach says I'm not allowed to drink. You can have all that. You can still enjoy your life. You can have carbs. In fact, we strongly encourage that you do not leave carbs out of your diet. They're the most important part of your diet, even more important than protein, surprisingly enough, contrary to popular belief. Everyone thinks protein is the most important thing in the world. Carbs are so fucking important. I can't stress that enough. You'll have no energy if you have no carbs. Simple. And you don't need to rely on motivation because this system pretty much tells you what you need to do when you need to do it. It takes the motivation factor out of it completely. It's a system that you'll actually enjoy and you won't feel restricted to any sort of a level, which is pretty much the way that we're doing it. So as I said, over the next couple of weeks, we are going to break this down in further depth on exactly how you can do every single thing in it. So what happens when you install this system? Well, there's a couple of things that happen. Firstly, you're going to have more energy on a day-to-day basis. Nothing more annoying than when you come home after a long day in work. It'll be 6, 7 o'clock in the evening. You want to spend time with your family. You want to spend time with your kids. If you have kids, maybe you don't. I don't know. I do. You want to be able to play with them. You want to be able to, I don't know, like watch telly. You want to even be able to go out for a walk or whatever in the evening. Right now, if you follow the old approach, likelihood is you're coming home, you're absolutely fucked. You sit down on the couch at 6 o'clock in the evening and you don't get back up off it until you go to bed. Shit crack. Who wants that? That's not a life. You're just living on repeat every single day. You want to be able to enjoy your life. You're obviously going to get better looking. You drop body fat, you get in shape, you start building some muscle. You're going to look better, naturally enough. And I feel better as a result of looking better, also from having more energy, of just showing up and doing the thing. You're going to have more confidence as a result. You're going to look beautiful. Most men will be like, what the fuck is this idiot on about? You're going to look beautiful as well. On top of all this, though, the stuff that you don't actually physically see, you're going to feel more present. You're going to have more presence in your social events. So if you are going to social events like me every single weekend, I found that I was at social events thinking, Jesus, I can't wait to get back on track now because I feel like shit because I'm drinking or whatever. You'll actually be able to be at these social events and you'll actually be able to be more present in them. You'll actually enjoy them more and you'll remember them better. You'll be at home in the evenings. You'll actually be able to be present with your kids, with your partner. You'll actually have better sex. Things like that is what's going to happen when you install this shit. We had to pay attention for longer. Most people are just stuck in their phone all the time. Give you systems exactly how to get away from your phone, how to stop being on your phone all the time, and have more time as a result. So if you've got more time on your downtime, then you'll be able to get more done. If you're like me, you like to work more in your downtime. That's fine. You can get more work done because you'll have more time as a result. And you're going to have more enjoyment. You're going to enjoy the process more. And if you enjoy the process, you're more likely to stick to it. The longer you stick to it, the better the result is. And the most important thing of all of this here is you're going to be able to do this forever. That is the most important thing. When I set a client up, if a client comes through a journey with me and a client decides that they've had long enough inside the rebuild system, they've been in the Life Lifter project, they've made it to black belt, they're a black belt on the forged belt system, and they have absolutely everything nailed down. They're absolutely delighted. They tell me, I'm ready to leave, Gavin. I'm like, no problem. That's absolutely perfect. 100% of the time, anyone who's ever graduated the Life After Repeat project has been set up for life. They have been able to stay in shape forever, and they never ever need to work with another coach. There is billions, if not trillions, of online coaches in the world out there. None of them will set you up forever. They want to keep you. Most online coaches want to keep you forever. They want all of your money. They want you in their business forever. So they won't tell you how to do this shit on your own. I don't believe in that shit. I don't think you should have to work for a coach forever. It shows the make of a very bad coach if a coach can't teach you to do this shit on your own. Who the hell wants to be with a coach forever? Now, fair enough, if you want to be with a coach forever and you enjoy that accountability layer, excellent. But my goal in the Life After Pete project for every single man that comes in to work with me is to get that man to a point where he feels comfortable to do it on his own long enough so that he doesn't have to waste any more money on paying for a coach. So if that is something that you want to do, if you want to install the rebuild system into your life, it's really, really simple. I'm not like other coaches. I'm not here to take your money. I will do this with you. We can talk this through for free, no charge. If you want to get on a call with me, we can do that one of the days. Just drop me a message on Instagram. We'll have that conversation. If you do want to work with me, there's no big upfront investment. None of this shit. You just come in on a monthly rolling and you can cancel anytime you want, no contracts. So, as I said, stay tuned over the next couple of weeks. I'm going to be dropping more and more videos along the lines of telling you how the rebuild system works, what goes on behind the scene, stuff that you can do like right now to get quick wins and get yourself back on track. Because if you're like me, you like to spend time doing things that light you up. You don't want to be doing shit that you don't like and enjoy. So, thanks for watching the video up until now. And if you're still here, thank you very much. I'll see you in the next one. All the best.